Donna is my third time coming to speak. And every time I can, speaking for myself and I'm sure other hostage families who have been here, this is a ray of light in the darkness that surrounds us. Here today also is the Alexander family and Moshe Cohen, who is a relative of Omri Miran. It's very far from our home, Kibbutz Nir Oz. The little fellow on my shoulders is one of my grandchildren. His name is Moran, a future soccer star, I'm sure. And you didn't mean to do this, but the people standing right up front here, for those most of you can't see, have posters of the Bibas family and others, Albel Yehud and Ariel Cunyo. These are my neighbors. These are our neighbors. We are from Kibbutz Nir Oz. Ariel Bibas, the little red-headed boy, the 5-year-old, is Moran's, this guy on my shoulders, his best friend. They live 2 doors down. And Moran and Ariel would come over my house until October 7th, about twice a week to get popsicles, along with his older brother, Moran's older brother, who is back here as well. We're here today in disbelief that we are still here 14 months later. I'm not gonna affix blame to anyone. What we do know, the American families for sure, and there's still 7 Americans being held hostage. What we do know is that this is an absolutely unique moment here in America, and hence for the hostages. It's a time of transition, presidential transition. Doesn't matter what we voted. It really doesn't right now as far as the hostages are concerned. The facts of life are that there's an outgoing Biden administration and an incoming Trump administration. I can tell you just as a fact of life that for any of you who had any doubt, the Biden administration, I believe to the bottom of my soul, has done everything it possibly can to move 2 rocks. One, the first rock, obvious rock, of course, is Hamas. And no one knows Hamas better than me and this little boy on my shoulders, because we've lived on the border with Gaza since well before he was born. So no one needs to tell us what Hamas is. The other rock, of course, has been the Israeli government, but we're going to leave that aside for now, because these next 2 months, here in the United States, not anywhere else, here in the United States, can really make a difference in this time of transition. And as Donna mentioned, and for those of you who don't really know her, you should really applaud and embrace Donna, because she, along with the people here, and the Families Forum staff in D.C. have been game changers for us. We simply couldn't do what we do, and none of us would be here now without them. And it's really extraordinary. It's one of those gifts of life that you get at the strangest times. So Donna has been a gift to us and all of her team and the team in DC. These next 2 months offer an opportunity for Democrats and Republicans. However we voted, it doesn't matter right now. For Democrats and Republicans, the 2 administrations, to put a full court press on all of the parties, on Hamas, on the Israeli government. Israel wants the hostages back. 70% by all polls of Israelis are telling our government, do whatever you have to do. Make the compromises you have to make. Evidently, the only person who can make our prime minister and his cabinet make those compromises is Donald Trump. And therefore, however we voted, it doesn't matter right now for the lives of the hostages, for the lives of Palestinians, and for some sanity to return to the Middle East, to help us. And I call here to Republicans. You don't have to raise your hands. I call here to Republicans, please, and I'm completely serious, after the rally, come to me, because we need your help. We need to reach Republican decision makers be it elected officials, more importantly, in the incoming administration, to appeal to them to get us an audience, as it were, with Donald Trump, because this is probably the last opportunity that we will have to get my son, his uncle, Ariel, and Kfir Bibas home alive. This is it. They won't last another winter. And the only one who can deliver them, who would have thought 14 months ago? I do believe that the only person on earth who can deliver them right now is Donald Trump. Whether we like that idea or not, that is the truth. If you want the hostages home, if you really love Israel, that is the key right now. And it has to happen before inauguration day.
Bring them home!
So join with us. You're here. Join with us to make that commitment. And for any of you, I'm begging, I'm a very proud kibbutz. For any of those people who are here today, or if you know someone who can, I'll be here for after this rally breaks up. Come to me if you can help us do that job, getting to the Trump administration officials and making them believe that this is, because it truly can be, their Reagan-esque moment of 1981, as Ronald Reagan, in his first inauguration, was able to welcome the American hostages after 444 days back home. Let's work together to make that happen now. It will be too late otherwise. Bless you all.